Right, so the recording has started, and we will kick it off for another month of our Umbrella monthly updates. I do welcome you all. Thank you so much for joining us once again. This month, obviously, we are all in lockdown. We're all at home. I have the pleasure of being in Hamilton. So we are in level 3, of which one of the CAFs have very rightly said, remember, this is level 3, not free. Although it does appear like people have kind of escaped and the traffic is crazy compared to what it was yesterday. So I do just want to start off by saying, you know what, we're all in this, be kind. I know there's been a lot of time where we're sitting behind the computer. So I really do appreciate the fact that you guys have all jumped on today. We will put the recording up as well for those that can't make it. If you're anything like me, when we go into lockdown, your meetings seem to be more, you have more back-to-backs, you have more kind of squeezing in there, and it really can get to, by the end of the day, quite tedious. So we are going to try and keep this quite a bit shorter today, just to be kind to everybody, and maybe allow everyone a little bit more time with the family or to have a wee refresher afterwards. So again, thank you so much for joining us. If you do not know already, my name is Nadia Phillips. I'm Head of Partner Success here at Umbrella, and look after the marketing and operation, go-to-market and operations and the sales team, etc., and across the board. So if you do need to reach out to me, please do. Our agenda today, as I said, we've got a quick shout out for a couple of items. We've got a partner in Spotlight who is going to cultivate AI, who will be talking about some pretty awesome conversational AI stuff. A few Microsoft programs and updates that have been happening, and just to note for you guys with events, etc. An update from our friend Alex from the MyCSP team about what's new in our portal, and just some things just to keep up to date with. So we're going to kick straight into it, and my first shout out is this came from a partner news that sent their newsletter through, but I just thought it was really interesting. So and we're all in lockdown, so we're all there, and it was Kiwis get in one last lockdown takeaway meal before lockdown. So takeaway spend increased by 17% on the Tuesday night before we all went into level 4. And also the supermarket spend increasing. So spend was up 27%, but transactions were down by 23%. A sign that people are shopping less, but buying more when they're in there. What I thought was interesting from this, I'll just pop. Sorry, we'll just pop onto mute. There we go. So what I thought was interesting about this was actually how this partner. So this is from DataMine, and I think this was fantastic that that they included this. The way that they've used the information to give value to to their customer. So rather than looking at it, and it's always thinking back to, we know a lot about what we do, we know a lot about our products and our tools and the features, but how are we actually using the information and analyzing it and giving it back to our customers actually in a way that is value to them? So thinking about the benefit or the story. They could have come to us here with lots of data, right? They could have put lots of data in front of me. But instead, in a snapshot, they got my attention and they had me from some value of some bits that came out that actually got my interest. And then I clicked through to see what else was on there. So I think it's just a really nice reminder that at the moment, when the myriad of things that are going on, we're all really good at what we do technically. We know our features of what we're doing, but what's the benefit? What's the value? And how can we actually share what it is to the customer, and how, and what do they need? What are we trying to heal? What are we trying to fix? What hurt are we trying to take away from them? And how can we do that in a way that is actually of business value, and getting that message across so that they actually click through without talking about tools and features? So I just thought that was a really nice little snippet, and really quite interesting as well, that the sort of behavior change that can happen in something like a lockdown. Next note there, we did also just send out an email earlier, I think it was on Monday, might have been Tuesday morning. There was an announcement about a critical vulnerability via Microsoft. It happened at the end of last week. We got all the information out. You should have received an email about that. And if you've got any questions, please either reach out to the team, reach out to Microsoft. There's lots of links on there that you can do. And so it's every Cosmos DB resource created after January 2021 is affected, as the Jupyter Notebook feature was enabled by default. So there is a critical vulnerability. Please, if you think that that's going to affect any of your customers, have a read of it. Just make sure that everyone is secure. We are going to jump straight into the partner spotlight. So Sid, are you on the call? Sid?
He's just letting his photo sit there for a bit longer.
He is. He may not be on, actually. We might be able to pop back on unless he's having some trouble. Ross, would I be able to just ask you if you would be able to reach out to Sid and just see?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Awesome.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
You're on it. You're on it. What we might do is I'm just going to skip through his stuff and we will come back to him once we can get him onto the call. So apologies about that, Tim. He's got some really interesting stuff about conversational AI, which is always good to see. So just some Microsoft updates. We are holding ourselves. So Umbrella are holding some an Azure Arc workshop. And that is on Monday, the 20th September. These workshops were meant to be in person. However, due to the lockdown, we have decided that we're going to make these virtual, just because we don't know the state of where we're going to be. And most likely, Auckland may still be in level 3. So we do have these Azure Arc workshops that we would like to either offer out to, you can either join as a partner and learn about what Azure Arc is and learn about how that hybrid the hybrid world can actually, the hybrid environments can actually benefit you as a partner for your customers, or you can actually we can do this as for customers as well. Now, there's 2 ways that we're doing this. This is an open workshop that you can register for. There will be some comms going out this week where you'll be able to register for that, and that is a group session virtual workshop. We also have available, if this is something that you're really interested in, or you think that you've got customers that are really interested in, we can actually hold these on one-to-one basis as well. So the Azure Arc in the hybrid environment, so it's got their seamlessly govern and manage on-premise and cloud resources, including Linux and Windows virtual machines, Kubernetes clusters, databases within Azure. So essentially, if you've got customers that we know are in hybrid, they might have on-prem, they might be in Google, they might be in AWS, and they also have Azure. We can actually, through Azure Arc, you can now actually have visibility right across the whole environment in that hybrid effect. So it's a really, really awesome capability. So if this is something that you think you'd be interested in, jump on, register for the workshops when the comms come out, or reach out to one of us, one of the team, one of the account managers. We can either hold one specifically for a group of your customers, or we can hold one for you as a partner as well. So that's something that's super exciting for us, and this is going to be on something that we can offer ongoing, but we've got our first one on Monday, the 20th of September. There is also a bunch of training dates from Microsoft. So it's going across the modern workplace, Teams, Azure, and more. There's some links there which I will pop into the chat. If you guys are interested in finding out what ones that they've released so far, then we can put them into there. There's the Microsoft Low and Pro Code Skills Bootcamp. That's happening. It started from the 30th going to the 3rd. If that is you and you haven't managed to jump on those, again, we'll pop that link into the chat. Do encourage you to jump on if you want to skill up in that low and pro code skills. And also Microsoft just announced that I got the email, so hopefully you guys did as well. We'll be getting some more information, but they're doing free one-day Microsoft technology workshops through ACE Training. I've personally actually dealt with ACE Training before. They are absolutely fantastic. And there is a bunch of free local workshops here in New Zealand. And it's across a range of skills and a range of the Microsoft certifications. So again, I'll put that link in there. I do encourage you to have a look at it. There's some really, really good courses in here, and it just gets that certification up. So when we're talking about certifications, if you guys were on the Microsoft call last week, it is really, we know that we've got a lack of it's not a lack of skills. We've got a lack of people and lack of resources to fill the skill shortage that we've got. And we know that we've got a bunch of our partners that are trying to recruit, that are trying to increase their practices to actually be able to fulfill the opportunities that are out there and that are growing. There's two ways that we can fix this. One, upskill. Microsoft are giving you guys a bunch of free training that we can actually get our teams into there, get our guys into there to actually upskill them so that we can do that in-house. The other way is use our network, use our partner network. So remembering this is something which we always talk about, but if you've got an opportunity which has got an area that you don't have that competency in-house, reach out, because the idea is that we can then either, if it's to do with the Azure infrastructure migration, we can personally help with that. But we can also put you in touch with another partner who may have those resources or skills in-house that you don't have yet to actually fulfill and be able to give that full opportunity to the customer how they need it. So definitely encourage you guys to either do those two things. At the moment, we know that there's a shortage and a lack of resources and training. So encourage you to do that. There's also just some upcoming changes with the new financial year 22. If you had been on the call last week with Microsoft, they had their H2 kickoff. The H1 kickoff, and that was for the FY22. With them moving to Australia, it was really exciting to see that all of the new kind of, not the new ways, but I just guess it's a fresh approach, and it's pretty awesome to now be partnered with the Australia team, where a lot of our partners are already doing work on both sides of the ditch. So, but there as always there's some few changes coming up. There is some new pricing for Microsoft 365. It was announced on the 19th of August. It is the first substantial update there. And includes changes to enterprise and SMB pricing. So there again is some links. We'll send through those links to you guys. But if you are around that, Microsoft will provide updates on those. There's no price change at this time for education or consumer products. So there's a few price changes coming up for Microsoft 365. Also, the CSP Indirect Reseller Incentive Program. So you guys being oh, sorry, just one moment. I've got a dog and a child. That's the perks of being a working at home mum. Look at that mum voice, just like that. Okay, so works on the kid, not on the dog though. So as being a reseller of in the CSP program, you will get your incentives. As part of those incentives, there is a new requirement that you need to have a $25,000 USD trailing 12-month revenue for that. This is going to be kicking into effect in October the 1st. I've got the next slide shows you what all the incentives are. So you might want to do a bit of a screenshot of that. But that is the change that we are seeing. So if you want to continue to get your incentive, you do need to have that $25,000 USD trailing 12 months. What I encourage you to do, reach out to us. We can talk you through where you're at, what your 12-month trailing looks like. It's all in Partner Center as well. So you can actually see that in Partner Center. You can see what you're actually transacting through CSP, where you're sitting, and if you're near that, if you're under it, if you're over it, but we can also work with you on that. Obviously, this is all part of us wanting to build up that annuity revenue, and I guess it is Microsoft's incentive and drive to get that extra push of when we're working with our customers and we're selling them our services and we're selling them our consultancy, we're adding on those licenses and we're adding on the Azure environments, and we're getting that additional revenue through. So that is something which you guys will need to be aware of. There is also partner investment incentives. There's some upcoming portfolio changes as well. There is the Microsoft partner website for some details on the incentive program. So again, those links, we'll send those through as well into the chat. Just as I was talking about, this was the FY21 program design. So you guys can see that you've got, your 4% for Azure and you've got your 10% build, and there's all the different things. The only change is that 25K USD trailing 12-month revenue. So definitely reach out to the team, reach out to your account manager and have a chat to see where you're sitting in that. Right, have we managed to sit on, Ross?
I was just messaging you. I am having challenges trying to get hold of Sid. I'm going to call it technical and communication issues, but I am still trying.
All good. All good. What we'll do is we'll jump into. I'm hoping that he's not having technical issues about trying to jump on. So, let's carry on with Alex. Do you want to jump in, mate?
Sure, 100%. Hi guys. I can see some new faces on the call. So for those guys who do not know me, my name is Alex, and I'm head of product and commerce, and I'm responsible for my CSP product inside of Umbrella. And just going to talk to you about the new things we recently added to my CSP platform. So you all know. Can I please have the next slide, Nadia? Next slide, please.
Oh, can you not see that, Alex?
Nah.
Should say educational offers.
Yeah, it actually should, but it doesn't. But anyway, for those guys like actually who do not know, in my CSP there are a lot of different things available, and we obviously sell all licenses Microsoft sells through the CSP program. And obviously, the segment which is commonly used by you guys is the commercial, obviously, but there is other segments available for those people who are eligible. You actually can buy educational licenses, and the price is going to be cheaper. So make sure you check if your customer eligible for that, and if they are, obviously you're going to be able to see that specific segment, and you will be able to choose that specific price for educational providers, which is quite nice, obviously. And that's a thing which pretty much exists for a long time. There are a lot of other products, and we recently make available perpetual licenses product, and quite a lot of them actually on the MyCSP. So go check it out. It's all licenses. Obviously, Microsoft make available. We're making available for you in just days. We also released, as you know, the public API, and it's currently in beta, which is quite nice. So for those guys who are quite interested, go check it out. You can create the credentials for public API and start doing some integrations between your billing system and my CSP, or between your different systems, or whatever system you choose, and our system, which will simplify the way you do billing and will simplify your life of actually being a CSP reseller. Next slide, please. Oh, I started seeing the slides. Next one, Nadia.
Oh.
With Zapier.
There we go. Zapier is showing now.
Great. So, guys, for some of you might be quite interested in actually using our Zapier integration. So we actually started popping up that with a lot of systems. We actually are planning to have quite a lot of integrations to a lot of different services and SaaS products. And for now, it's actually three of them. So it's Microsoft Teams, obviously, it's Slack, and we started creating some integrations and Zaps with Xero. So the MyCSP Zapier application and integration with Zapier will allow you to do a lot of stuff without actually having a coding skills in-house. So you can actually start using Zapier. It's quite easy to use, and you can create as apps and integrate the MyCSP to the platform of your choice, which is quite nice. And with more APIs available on the MyCSP platform, it's going to be much more actually you can do with these apps. So by an example, obviously, you can have the invoice and consolidated file being automatically saved to Xero. So that will simplify your way of billing. You can be notified about new subscriptions or about new licenses through Microsoft Teams channel or through Slack. And you actually can be notified about the new customers who recently signed with you by having the Microsoft Teams notification. So a lot of stuff available, which is obviously quite useful. And as I said, with time, we're going to bring much more into it. So it's going to be hundreds and hundreds of different zaps available on this page. So this page is publicly available already. And if you go to mycsp.io on the left side, you will be able to find the integrations, and there is going to be a Zapier. Try to check it out, and you're going to be impressed how much value it actually can deliver to your business. So that's pretty much the basic updates about MySSP. And I just want to say, if you guys have any ideas, or if you guys want to see anything new on the platform and you struggle to have something working, just reach out to me. I'm always available for a chat. I'm really keen to understand, to have some feedback on the product so I can work on the product improvements. And thank you so much for those guys who actually talk to me about some improvements we can make. That makes a huge difference for us, and I'm really grateful for that. Over to you, Nadia.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. I have a feeling we haven't managed to get Sid on the call, which means that he must have been somehow tied up. So that's unfortunate, but we'll manage to get him onto the next one and be able to talk about the conversational AI. So that is unfortunate. So keeping up to date with what's going on, we have got obviously our partner newsletter that goes out, and this monthly partner update. A heads up that our digital changemakers event, we have it booked in for Thursday the 7th of October. We would really like to run this event, and would really like, because this is an in-person event. Again, it is just to be confirmed due to the lockdown. So if we are in level 2, we will run this event. We did it last time when we took the risk, and I think we ran it. It was like the week after we dropped out of level 3 into level 2, and we ran our event. So we will do everything we can to do that in person if it is safe for all of us. So that will be coming up for Thursday the 7th of October. We're also already planning our Christmas one. Yes, I said it. We are planning our Christmas one. It'll be end of November, beginning of December. Again, we're locking in some dates, but everything's a little bit up in the air with our in-person stuff. So we are going to be actually cutting this a little bit short this week with Sid not being there. I also just encourage you guys to make sure that you're utilizing Umbrella Connect if you're within the tiers that we've got there. We don't have an update from the team around Umbrella Connect this week, this month. However, we've got some exciting new stuff coming on with that I'll be able to present next month. But again, if you are interested at all in utilizing your tiers, if you've got your advertising, if you're within your tiers for what you can get content out, etc., then make sure that you're reaching out and that you're utilizing those as well. So on that note, this is the team. If you guys need us, if you guys have got any questions, please reach out now. We can do a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to let you guys go a little bit early from this session this month, and we'll catch you all over the next month and when we see you in a month's time. If there's no questions, Harira.
Good stuff, Nadia. Well done.
Thanks, Nadia.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thanks, Nadia.
Bye.
Thanks.
Stay safe, brother.
Thanks, Nadia.
Thanks, Nadia.